Happy Thursday, everyone, and happy birthday, Jeannie. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a really good day, and it's going to get extra fun with this bad boy today. So I hope you have a great day. I hope you enjoy your birthday, and there's a lot of people out there who love you and care about you, so I'm super excited to make this day a little extra special, because you make everyone's life a little extra special as well. All right, let's get ourselves onto the workout, or the warm-up first, we'll say. The warm-up today is going to be pretty substantial in terms of our prep for our work set. We have a plank knee to nose for 10 to 20 alternating reps. Into a forearm plank with toe point, 20 seconds of just alternating back and forth, or coming back and just holding that forearm plank from the knees or the toes, depending on where you're comfort at and what you're comfortable with in terms of that forearm plank. Prone shoulder raise for 10 alternating reps. So again, kind of taking a little tweak on that PVC prone raise, but just working on single arms. We're going to take that down for 10 alternating reps with a 1 to 2 second hold per rep. Single leg bridge hold, 5 to 10 seconds aside, and then a bridge for 10 to 20 reps, loaded or unloaded, just working on opening up those hips a little bit, getting the glutes fired up. 2 to 3 rounds of that piece. We're going to move into just a little squatting piece, just to get the legs primed up and work on that receiving position for our clean. So we're going to do a three rep narrow squat at a 3-1-3, sumo squat for 3 reps at a 3-1-3, and dumbbell front squat for 3 reps at a 3-1-3 for 2 rounds. If you're good with one, I'm good with 1 round as well, but take it down 2 rounds just to get those legs warmed up after yesterday's adventure with the squats and the lunges. This will be a nice chance just to open things up and get things fired up. After that, we move down more kind of clean work. So we're going to work on a tempo hang power clean for 3 at 3 seconds. Then we're going to do a crab toe touch for 10 alternating reps, or crab extension, whichever one you would like to work, and I'll show you both. Pause hang power clean for 3 at 3 seconds. V-up option, so whatever you plan on doing in the workout for the V-up, you're going to practice here in this warm-up, and then you're going to take down our hang power clean for 3 reps at speed. No pause, no tempo, just at speed for you. You're going to take that anywhere from 3 to 5 rounds, whatever it takes to get yourself primed and ready for the work set. And then you're going to tackle this workout. You're going to do 18, 15, 12, 9, 6, 3. V-up, dumbbell hang power clean. So 18, 18, 15, 15, 12, 12, 9, 9, 6, 6, 3, 3, done. All right? So if you have a single dumbbell, you're going to alternate that power clean. And even though there's some odd numbers on there, that's okay. You're just going to hit that number alternating back and forth and taking those down. With the V-up option, you're just going to tackle that number depending on what your option is, and we'll have some fun with this one today. It's going to be a good burner, you guys. I hope you enjoy it. Let's get you warmed up and ready to go. Let's get those feet under those hips. We'll take the arms big and tall up overhead. We're just going to reach it over to one side, weight things up a bit. We'll come back through, reach it up, open that side up, scratch your back, reach that side body again. Back up with the arms, scratch your back with the other side, big reach, and come back up, big stretch, hands out to that T. We're going to turn them in and turn them out. Turn them in and out, and in and out. Big stretch. We'll bring both hands down behind the neck, keeping the ribs in. We're going to reach an elbow. We'll come down, reach an elbow, and down, reach an elbow, down, one more. Elbow and down. Big stretch overhead. We're going to take it all the way to the floor. Just touching those toes. We're going to walk up those shins. Nice flat back. We'll come down, frame a foot. Step it into your lizard. Nice and square. We'll take the arm to the sky. And we're going to come back down. Outside hand's going to reach up to the sky. Back down. We're going to lower the back knee. Press the hip. Come back to the center. Press the hip. Back to center, and press the hip, back to center. We're going to straighten the leg, inside hand's going to reach up, opening up, and then take that outside hand all the way up, and we'll bring it back to the floor. Stepping back into our down dog, reach those hips super high. Just going to walk the heels out a few times, just making sure they feel okay. And then from here, we'll come back into our plank. We'll step that foot up on the other side. Taking that inside hand all the way up, we'll come back down, outside hand all the way up, back down. We're going to lower that back knee, press that hip, come back to center, press the hip, back to center, and press the hip, back to center. Straighten out the leg, inside hand all the way up. Come back down, outside hand, reach, plant the hand, step her back into that down dog, just reaching those hips, settling into those shoulders. We're going to come back into our plank and tiptoe those feet up. We're going to roll ourselves up, big stretch. Nice, come back down. Let's rock and roll, you guys. Let's have some fun. So, if you'd like to do some more gentle warm-up, a little bit of cat-cow action, heat up the core a little bit, shoulders, whatever you need, take that down now, pause the video, and then come back and join me for the rest of this lovely warm-up, all right? We're going to kickstart off with a nice plank, knee to nose. So I'm going to get myself set up in this plank, profile side, style. Hands are under the shoulders, gripping the floor, pulling the ribs and hips in and pressing the shoulders to the sky. I'm going to hold this good plank position, keeping my hips relatively low. I'm going to pull my knees straight up the middle, pressing through those shoulders, and then coming back into that position. Pulling the knee up, and then coming back into that plank. So alternating back and forth, so 1, 2, moving through anywhere from 10 to 20 reps. I want you to make sure you're continuing to press through those shoulders. It's okay if that upper back rounds a little bit. We want to try and keep the hips low in that nice plank position. Just bring the knee up through the middle. So not lifting the hips too high in the air, kind of like a down dog. We want to keep that hip low and keep that compression nice and tight through the hips. From our plank, knee to nose, we're going to move down into our forearm plank. So we get set up with the elbows stacked underneath the shoulder. My feet step back into that good plank position. I'm going to pull my ribs and hips, press the shoulders up, and then I'm just going to point a toe, and then come back, pointing a toe, and back, pointing a toe, back, pointing a toe. If you're not comfortable with the toe point, you're just going to hold this forearm plank strong, or dropping your knees down and holding that nice forearm plank as well. Our goal here is to maintain that good hollow throughout that knee plank as well. So there's nothing wrong, again, with holding that nice forearm plank, and if you're like, oh, I'm losing position, drop to your knees so you can extend that time under tension to kind of finish off that full 20 seconds. If you're doing the toe point, remember we're not trying to lift the leg super high, we're just pointing the toe and taking away 1 point of balance. Our next exercise is our prone shoulder raise, which is going to take me all the way down to the floor. And I'm going to establish a really nice position here before I even worry about lifting my arms. So I'm going to squeeze my toes together, pressing the toes in, squeezing the glutes and pulling the ribs and hips in, press the armpits down, and then I'm going to take that right arm, reaching and lifting, keeping my body still, and then coming back down. Setting that arm again, reaching and lifting, and lowering down. I'm going to do that for 10 alternating reps. That is extremely challenging to maintain that good position through the midsection and work on lifting the arm. So I want you guys to know that it's okay if that arm doesn't get very high. The key is we're maintaining our stable base, which is our body and torso and our lower half, while we just lift the arm for what we can. So really focus on establishing that tight position from tip of toe all the way to the tip of the head. After that, we're going to flip onto our back. And we're going to move into our single leg bridge hold today. So we're going to get ourselves set up, feet just outside the fingers. I'm going to press my hands into the floor just to engage the upper back a little bit and set my shoulders. And I'm going to lift my leg up so that I find that leg that I'm going to work with. I'm going to squeeze my glute, lift. I'm going to hold that position, pressing through my foot, nice flat contact, and squeeze in my glute so I'm in a nice extended position. In this position, I'm just going to hold for 5 to 10 seconds, and then I'm going to lower down. I'm not worrying about hyperextending my hips or getting so high up that I feel a lot of pressure on my head or my shoulder. I'm just trying to lift and open my hips up fully and keeping my ribs pulled in. I'll do 1 5 to 10 second hold per side, and then I'll move into my bridge where it's going to be dynamic, and I can choose to hold a dumbbell on my hips or some sort of loading on my hips and squeeze and lift, or I can just keep my hands down and do it push my hips so high up that I'm hyperextending through the hips. I'm just extending my hips fully with that good glute squeeze, keeping my feet flat and my shoulders as the stabilizer in the weight bearing. So my neck and head are touching the floor, but they're not taking any of the load of my body. So please keep that in mind as you're working through that bridge. If you're feeling a little bit too much pressure in the head and neck, you're probably trying to lift your hips a little too high. Quick little recap, we have a plank knee to nose for 10 to 20 alternating reps. Forearm plank with the toe point, 20 seconds of just nice hold with that dynamic toe point. Prone shoulder raise, 10 alternating reps, 1 to 2 seconds with a single leg bridge hold for 5 to 10 seconds aside, and a bridge for 10 to 20 reps, loaded or unloaded, it's up to you. 2 to 3 rounds of that piece, take it down you guys, just give yourself a nice once over. It's gonna kind of let you know what's feeling a little tight, a little stiff, or what you need to show a little bit more attention to. Pause the video, take that down. I'm gonna walk you through our next phase, which is a little bit of squat work. So our squat work today is gonna start with a narrow stance squat, just to really open up the ankles and those hips and knees. So my narrow stance can be anything inside my regular squat. And mine changes day to day. It depends on what I've been doing through the week, depends on what time I'm working out to see how warm I am already or if my knees have had a chance to kind of squat. So keep that in mind, you guys. This stance is allowed to change depending on how you're feeling and depending on what time of day it is, okay? So keep that in mind. For today, I'm gonna keep a little bit of space between my feet and I'm gonna stay nice and upright. As I squat, I'm gonna keep my feet flat, my knees are gonna track my toes, and I'm gonna take my hips to my heels. And I'm gonna try and keep my torso upright as best I can with that flat foot contact. I'm trying to take my time with these squats, so it's gonna be a 3-second down, 1 second pause, 3-second stand. So from the side, again, I'm gonna take those hips to my heels, keeping my chest high. I'm keeping my weight through my midfoot, and I'm gonna take it as deep as I can, maintaining position. And that may be a little higher than your sumo or your regular stance squat, and that's okay. Right after we finish our narrow squat, we're gonna go into our sumo squat stance. So that's outside of our regular squat stance. And what I want you guys to think about here just a little bit more is pushing your knees out so that they don't get pulled in because of the wider stance. So I'm gonna turn sideways so you guys can see my back position for this. The squat mechanics are the same, except showing a little bit more attention to those knees. So I'm gonna take my hips to my heels, my knees are being pushed out, my chest is staying tall and upright. I'm gonna take it as deep as I can maintain those key points of performance, and then stand up nice and tall. So nice and smooth through those squats. Don't rush them. They have a nice tempo there for a reason, just to open up the hips and stretch things out from yesterday. The last one, we're gonna load up a little bit in our regular squat stance, which is our receiving position today in our hang power clean. So we're actually gonna clean the dumbbell up to the shoulder, and we're gonna rest that dumbbell on the shoulder. My elbow is up and out, but I'm pressing actively through that side body and hand into that dumbbell. My feet are in my regular squat stance, and I'm gonna focus on that same tempo, 3-1-3, as I take those hips to my heels, a little pressure out through the knees so I can keep that weight nice and solid through my feet, and then stand up really well. The goal here again is to have those hips and shoulders rising together so that everything is moving just as it came down. Quick little recap, we have a narrow squat for 3 reps, 3-1-3 tempo, sumo squat for 3 reps, 3-1-3 tempo, and a dumbbell front squat for 3 reps at a 3-1-3 tempo for 2 rounds. Pause the video, take down those squats, get them going, get those legs going a little bit. We're not actually squatting fully today, but we do want to make sure we're warming up that receiving position for our cleans today. So come along with me, we're going to talk about the clean. On our last piece of warm-up, we have 3 different variations of the clean. They're all the movement you're going to work in the workout, except we have some different tempo pieces for each piece. So we're going to start off with a tempo hang power clean. 3 reps at a 3-second tempo. And the tempo, all that is just taking 3 seconds to above the knee. So we're going to stand the dumbbell up. We're going to take the dumbbell 3 seconds to the knee. 3, 2, 1. Hitting that good hinge position. And then driving through the legs and landing in that power squat position. You need to adjust your feet. You can. Bringing those feet back under the hips. So 3 seconds back to that good hinge position, so that nice back, nice deadlift back position. Drive into those legs, big push through the legs to finish, and then we receive in that power squat. And that power landing can be anything above the knees, okay? So our tempo hang power clean, 3 seconds to the knee, nice smooth drive into that extension and landing in our receiving position. Our next exercise is kind of a fun one. We've been playing around with it during our core challenges, and we have 2 options here. The first option is our standard crab extension. So my feet get set up just like I was gonna do a bridge. I'm gonna bring my fingers to the outside, just behind my body and under my shoulders. My shoulders are pulled back, and I'm gonna squeeze my glutes, lifting my hips up, and then I lower down. I squeeze, lift up, and then I lower down. Now, the crab toe touch is a little different. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep my glutes off the floor, and I'm going to lift hand and opposite foot, come back down to my crab position. Lift, touch, crab. Lift, touch, crab. Lift up, crab. So opposite hand to opposite foot, just working back and forth, staying on that 2-point balance. If you'd like to touch your glutes down in between reps, that's fine, to take a little stress off the arms. If you can, keep your hips off the floor and work that back and forth. If you're not comfortable with that crab toe touch, you can work on just the crab extension to help opening up the chest and the hips and opening up those shoulders a bit. Now, our next variation of hang power clean is a pause hang power clean. And the pause in this is going to come in our landing and receiving position. So it's going to be a nice smooth pull back to the knee. So I pull back, I'm going to land, pause for 3, 2, 1, stand. Come back through, do it again. Take it smooth down, clean, pause, 3, 2, 1, and stand. So what I'm trying to achieve here is a balanced and strong landing position, or receiving position for the dumbbell. So we want to hold that bottom position where we receive it, holding strong. It gives us a chance to check our balance. Maybe I'm forward on my toes. Fix it if I am. Maybe I'm back on my heels a bit. Fix into that midfoot and that flat foot contact. It gives you a chance to correct anything in that receiving position so that when we start doing multiple reps a little faster, you're going to be able to feel those issues if they arise in the workout under fatigue. So check that out, 3-second pause in receiving. Now, the next exercise is our V-up option. So our V-up options for our workout, there are many of them. I'm going to run them through right now for you so you have the choice. And you're just going to do 3 to 5 reps of whatever option you're going to choose. So first things first, I'm going to get on my back. And I'm going to do the normal double leg V-up. So toes are together, I lay back, I snap my body up, and both legs come up together. If you're like, no, not happening. But I can do the single, that's fine. You're going to sit up, touch a single, touch a single. If you're like, I'm getting there, I'm getting my upper body up, but I can't quite do with straight legs yet, you can work on that tuck, and you can also do the tuck with the single. But you'll notice where my body comes. My body is meeting my thigh in the middle ground. So I am getting my upper body up off the floor. Another option, if you're not quite down on all the hinging, we can work on our hollow up. So I'm going to pull my ribs and hips together, which is going to lift my body off the floor a little bit, my shoulders and feet. I'm not coming up super high, but I am pulling those ribs and hips in to get that little pulse. I can also do that with a single leg, if I'd like, to work back and forth, or I can bring a foot up so it's flat, and I can work half reps on one side, half reps on the other side. So now there's 2 other options. If you struggle with getting the upper body off of the ground in the V-up or the tuck-up, we have 2 options that kind of isolate that upper body just a little bit more. One being my personal favorite, the laying toe touch. We bring those legs up into that laying L. My arms reach towards my shoelaces. My low back is in that hollow position. I'm going to squeeze my ribs and hips together more to reach for my shoelaces. You'll notice I'm not using momentum here. I'm squeezing and letting my arms move with my Another option that we like to use are those pike sit-ups. So my legs come nice and straight, I extend, I'm going to reach my arms above my head, and using a little bit of momentum, I'm going to sit up and touch my toes, or I'm going to touch as far down my thighs as I can. Don't worry about getting all the way to your toes if you're tighter in the hamstring. Use this as a nice hamstring stretch and core exercise as well. So lots of options there. You're going to choose 3 to 5 reps of that option that you're going to use in the workout. So it's going to give you a chance just to practice. Remember, don't overkill it in the warm-up. It's just there to practice the skill or practice a couple skills. Maybe you're going to use the pike up in the workout, but you want to do those laying toe touches. Awesome. Do your laying toe touch in the warm-up. Do the pike sit-up in your workout. All right? After that, we have our hang power clean as is at speed. So you're going to pull it all together, no pause, no tempo down. You're just going to take it to the knee, clean, feel those feet, come back up. And it's in this if you would like to work on that option of alternating and working on that touch and go skill, or if you just want to work it as a single, it's up to you. Okay, so if you want to work on that transition, that alternating kind of clean position, you can. If you have 2 dumbbells and you're doing with 2, if you want to work on those rebound reps, this is the time to practice. So it's up to you on where you want to go with those, but we're going to start honing that practice of the tempo and the pause and bring it into one. Use this bottom piece, you guys, as many rounds as you need to get yourself prepped for the workout, because once the workout starts, it's time to go, all right? So as a quick recap, you have a tempo hang power clean, so that is a 3-second to the knee, and then drive through the leg, 3 reps. Then you're going to move into your crab toe touch, 10 alternating, or 5 to 10 crab extensions. Pause hang power clean, that is pausing in the receiving position, so in that power squat landing. Then you're going to move into your V-up option, or practice of a few things to move into your work set. And then your power clean for 3 reps per side, or 3 reps in total, where you're going to work on bringing the skill together. So either working on that transition, those touch and go reps, whatever you want to do, working on cleaning those up and having some fun with it. Pause the video, take that down, get yourself ready to go, and we'll have some fun on the work set, you guys. The workout is very straightforward. We covered all the movements in our warm-up to get you ready for that piece. So I'm not going to go over the movements again in this piece. If you need to, just scroll back, check those out, check out the coaching cues from the warm-up. The work set again is 18 V-ups, or your V-up option, 18 hang power cleans, 15, 15, 12, 12, 9, 9, 6, 6, until you finish 3 and 3. If you have a single dumbbell, you will do a total count of 18 reps to start, alternating your dumbbell back and forth into that nice smooth flow. If you have 2 dumbbells, you will do 18 total reps, right? Now moving into your odd numbers, you'll be like, oh, my brain, it's okay, it'll work out just fine. Grab that dumbbell, alternate back and forth, and then on the next set, just start on that next rep, right? On that next side, everything will be okay. Your brain will be okay, your body will be just love it, it's okay. Don't add any extra reps in there to make them even numbers, because it will work out at the end, all right? Have fun with this one, you guys. Work for quality, as always. Break things down if you need to, especially if your movement's starting to kind of fall apart a little bit. Make sure you're listening to your body and giving it that ample rest it needs. Happy birthday, Jeannie. We love you so much. I hope you have a fantastic day and enjoy your special day. Everyone else around the town and community of our lovely facility, thank you so much for being so awesome. And we love you as well. Have fun with this one, enjoy, and we'll see you tomorrow to close out the week and one more birthday. Bye, you guys.